This is Jonathan McCoy.
And Samantha Swift.
And we're with McCoy Jewelers in downtown Dubuque, Iowa.
And this is Alchemix, episode 6.
Hey everyone, this is Carl down at Seven Hills Brewery, and we have a great show for Alchemix today. We have Samantha and Jonathan from McCoy, and so we're going to talk to them about what they do locally, what they keep local, and how they help the local community with some great charity work that they do. But first, we're going to talk about the cocktail that we have, and this is Straw Doggin It. This is a cocktail I've had for 6 years. I thought it's a great dessert-based cocktail. So we have vanilla vodka, liquor 43, a fresh strawberry puree that I make, and then heavy whipping cream mixed into the cocktail, and then some nice white chocolate on top. One time I had a customer, she asked me if it was cheese. But
Parmesan.
I was Parmesan, right? But I was like, "Are you from Wisconsin?" She goes, "How could you tell?" Not the brightest crayon in the box, but cheers, guys.
Wonderful.
Thanks for coming down.
Oh, here we go.
He did it again.
Yeah.
So this is the second time we've done this, because the first time was my fault, but he spilled the drink both times. Same exact.
It's so full. It's really good.
It's amazing.
That didn't
It's one of
happen.
my favorite.
It's like it's not there.
I'm glad guests clean up after themselves.
Uh-huh.
Less work for me. Yeah, I don't know. When people ask me what it tastes like, I just say an adult strawberry milkshake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's definitely a drink that I would get 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
After meal,
Yeah. Even
kind of a replacement of like a grasshopper or something like that.
Right. Because this is way
nice.
easier to make than a grasshopper or like a golden Cadillac or a pink squirrel, because blending ice cream drinks suck really bad.
Oh, it takes so much time too.
Yeah, the bar I used to work at, we only had one blender, and we'd have people that are older that know those drinks. They'd order each one. I'm like, it's 20 minutes it's going to take me, because I have to clean this blender out each time for your different cocktail. Either you get the same one or none at all. But
They probably didn't like that.
no, but when your whole bar is completely filled with people spending over $100 and they got to wait over 30 minutes for their cocktail.
Yeah.
Most people understood, but
This is really good.
Yeah.
awesome.
One of my favorites.
nice mix.
For sure.
Awesome. But you guys can keep drinking
Absolutely.
during the episode, obviously we don't have to stop, but
Less spilling.
less spilling. I think you'll do all right this time. You should get your straw or sippy lid next time.
On to your questions.
Okay. So I've heard that you guys do some great local charity work in town with donations of jewelry or something like that. How about you explain on?
Yeah. So we are in our 46th year of business. Last year was our 45th anniversary, and for that, Jonathan and his wife Jennifer thought it would be a great opportunity for us to donate $45,000 worth of custom jewelry that was made in shop.
Wow.
And it went to local nonprofits in the tri-state areas. And how it worked is people voted for the charity of their choice between two each month on social media, and the winner won that prize. And at the end of the year, we had kind of a consolation round for those who were unable to win the month that they were featured in. They had an option to win 3 of them, and then we also had grand prize winners as well in December. So overall, I think we had a total of 16, 17 different prizes.
Wow.
With multiple different organizations represented. And it was a really fun event. It brought a lot of people down to just kind of see the jewelry.
Sure.
And we look forward to doing something similar at our 50th anniversary.
Right. And so how have you guys been informed with, like, let's say whoever won February or March or whatever like that, what they did with it to, like, raise the funds with it? I mean, did they do creative things like you guys
they did. A lot of them used them, have silent auctions, or they have charity events, black and white ball. There's various events that happen in the tri-state area, so it's really nice to see them incorporating this. And we were at one for one of the local nonprofits, and I mean, it went for like double the amount. Of the value of the piece, because someone was able to give to charity, but also they ended up with something. So it was great to see so much funds generated for something like that. So we were just super thrilled.
Right. What were some of the businesses that were able to win, I guess, the nonprofit? Yeah.
So we did the Convivium won an amazing necklace and ring set. We had Hills and Dales, and they were actually our grand prize winners. So they won in the month that they were featured in, and then they won again in December.
Oh, wow.
So they won 2 different beautiful prizes, St. Mark's Youth Enrichment Center, Opening Doors, Make-A-Wish. I'm missing so many, but it was a really wide range of different ones. I know
all local.
All local.
In the city. Yeah.
None of them were like a national thing to where it wasn't necessarily going completely towards what they needed to go to. So they were able to do whatever they wished with how they auctioned or silent raffled or however it was done. And then they can do whatever they want with that money as well.
Okay.
The winners are able, the people who ended up with the pieces are able to come down and get an appraisal for that so that they can get that properly insured as well. So they all had different features that were benefits for everyone involved.
That's awesome. I mean, definitely people could raise a lot of money doing that.
Yeah.
So obviously there was quite a few pieces, about 17 different pieces you guys made. What were your guys' favorite? I mean, I know that's like asking who's your favorite kid, but what kind of pieces do you guys enjoy?
Yeah, my favorite piece was a piece that the Convivium actually ended up winning. It was a Gnome Carver custom set, and Gnome Carver is one of our amazing designer engagement ring lines.
Okay.
So he created 2 pieces that had never been really made before and donated them to this event. So that was a really cool feature, but it was a beautiful pendant and ring set, yellow gold, blue topaz. So it was really good contrast. There was a diamond, halo. It was a beautiful everyday wear piece, and the Convivium actually raffled it off and during like a Mother's Day brunch thing.
Oh, wow.
And so it was a really good way for them to raise money, and it was a beautiful piece. I'm sure everyone really wanted to win that.
Oh, for sure.
And it's also raising awareness. I mean, the events and the ways they use this and why we did it in this fashion with the local nonprofits was to push the publicity to the charity, so you get the piece, you get people who are fans to vote, you get people then at the events to do it. So it was moving more attention to them.
Right.
And, we did more diamond pieces this time. I can say I had no favorites because I did like them all.
Right.
I had my hands on many of them and doing it, and it's difficult to say, well, it was this guy, but, it was neat to see the response, and we just found that other than a few colored stone pieces that we wanted to tie in and have some contrasting colors, everyone loves diamonds. So that was a big part of it.
It's a safe play,
it's a safe bet.
right? Like,
safe bet.
If you don't like diamonds, you're not human.
Right. We wanted to make sure that the piece was able for them to get at least close to the value of the piece, if not more.
Yeah.
So we wanted to be sure that those pieces were something that their audience would enjoy.
Sure.
Now, we kind of paired up like organizations together to kind of hope that the audience were kind of in the same realm,
right?
So that it wasn't two different to somebody that's maybe a little bit smaller versus somebody a little bit larger, and it's not really a fair fight then. So we tried really hard to make it as fair, but also as competitive as we can make it.
Right. No, I mean, it sounds awesome. I don't see why anyone would be dissatisfied with.
No. Yeah. Charities loved it. They love it.
Especially that we bring in more attention to them, to their cause, because it's probably some of those organizations' biggest thing they've ever auctioned off, I would assume,
Yeah.
Or one chunk of money, besides like a private donation.
Yeah, I mean, other than tickets to like a Hawkeye game, this was a big ticket item for a majority of them. So it was really rewarding. It was my first year working at McCoy's, and it was probably one of my favorite things each month to kind of have my hands on and be a part of.
Right.
I loved meeting the representatives from all the nonprofits and hearing more about their story, and like seeing the community just love what we were doing.
That's awesome. And I'm assuming you guys got pictures of all the donations.
Everything is on, I think, both our Facebook page and our website, talking about some of the organization and links back to the organization.
For sure.
So people can learn more about them.
Right, because I mean, these organizations, this isn't their one thing they do once a year. They're obviously raising money 24/7, 365, you know. Yeah. And so, we'll definitely find a link for those and put that in the show notes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've also heard that... So obviously, something when people go to like the bigger jewelers, inside the malls and whatever, which is fine. Obviously, you guys would prefer, but they're mostly setting their stuff out for repairs and work and all that stuff. You guys do everything in-house, right? Pretty much? Yeah,
we do. We have on-site jewelers and all the equipment. So we do fabrication, casting, stone setting, repairs. I mean, in general, a piece goes as far as about 4 feet. crosses the counter. The benches are right up front. We have our store basically situated where all of our workbenches and our casting is all done in the front. So it's a bit of a show.
Sure.
I mean, people get to see it happening. We have windows, and many times we have people linger outside and inside. I mean, just watching us repair with torches and hammer on things and see the actual crafted process.
Right.
I mean, it's a bit like Seven Hills that you have your all your brewing equipment, really visible and seeing the brewers, and it's that local touch and that like people actually do this.
Right.
It's not just being imported in from out of the country and mass manufactured, and all the processes that make things cheap.
Sure.
Don't necessarily make them well.
Right. Exactly. Well, and plus, never have to get lost in the mail.
Yeah.
Like I got lost in the 4 feet drive across.
Correct.
We've done half a dozen rings in the past few years, all from projects like that where people have gone somewhere and something was lost or destroyed or damaged. So it's a very difficult thing for someone. In general, bridal jewelry is very emotional.
Right.
I mean, it's a very symbolic piece of jewelry.
Right,
and
for sure.
To have it lost or damaged, it's a big deal. So, I mean, we take it seriously, but we really enjoy that local aspect of like when you come in, you're dealing with the owners, you're dealing with people who are working on it. In general, the person that talks to you about the repair is the person doing the repair.
Right.
It's not shuffled off to a department, mailed off to some repair center. It's done right here.
That's awesome. And then 40. This is your 46th year, you said, right?
Yep.
And was it your parents or grandparents?
It was my father that founded the business back in 1973.
Okay.
So he had this unusual thought. I mean, all of his brothers and family members went into medicine in one way, shape, or form, and he really loved the aspect of jewelry.
Right on.
And he went right into an apprenticeship at local jewelers, and then began as he learned more. He worked in a few places, even out in Waterloo, and then eventually he rented a location, eventually bought the building, and it's where we still are today.
That's awesome. I mean, to see a local community business last that long is, it's kind of hard to say it anymore. I mean, usually they're around for a couple of years, depending on what they are, but to last that long, especially you would think in a very competitive market in jewelry, like for rings and other things. But
It's getting even more competitive with online people, vendors and brands coming out, and it's just making us be more aware of having that personal and local experience. People recognize us from our social media and our website, and they put a name to the face, and then they work with us directly all the time, and it makes it so that they feel like they're a part of our family, which is something that is really what helps keep our doors open and keeps people coming in. There's never a slow day at McCoy Jewelers. So.
That's awesome. I mean, it keeps that personal customer experience hand in hand. I mean, because anyone can go buy anything online pretty much. Yeah. But I guess another advantage coming to you guys is you guys give out beer, right?
Yes.
We do. We have, in fact, Seven Hills on tap.
How did we
right
know
now,
that?
it's a nice little segue there. We have the Lemony Winks, a nice little light, refreshing shandy. So when you're in shopping for diamonds, or just in the neighborhood, you can come on in.
Stop by and see you guys working on some stuff, designing some stuff out.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, awesome, guys. Well, thanks for coming out, and we'll definitely put those links about the charities that won and what they did with it, and some pictures of the jewelry and something that'll be awesome. And I know you're always in charge. You're always doing little boomerangs and little Facebook Lives and stuff. That's pretty awesome. So awesome, guys. Well, thanks for coming out again.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out again.
Yes.
Cheers to not spilling a third time.